in county, those areas. Might see one or two popping up as early as Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. But most of the rain will be on Sunday, a little bit of it lingering into Memorial Day.
This will be a good time to go and make one of those rain barrels so you can capture the rain, because come about late June, we're going to wish for it.
Absolutely. We've got a nice surplus going into it. So hopefully we'll
All right.
enjoy the Memorial Day.
The news at noon begins now.
With coverage you can count on.
We take full responsibility.
I'm not going to use that shot.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks so much for watching Eyewitness News at noon. I'm Lori Mitchell. It is finally Friday, May 26th. We will get to weather in just a moment, but first, some big national news about the Russian investigation. U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson says the leak of sensitive information related to the Manchester attack investigation was an, quote, unfortunate event, and the U.S. regrets it happened. Speaking in London at a joint news conference with UK Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson, Tillerson says President Donald Trump has called for an immediate investigation and seeks to prosecute those who are found to have been responsible.
We take full responsibility for that, and we obviously regret that that happened. In terms of how it affects the relationship between the U.S. and Great Britain, this special relationship that exists between our two countries will certainly withstand this particular unfortunate event.
Tillerson's remarks came as police and government officials in the UK angrily denounced alleged leaks to U.S. media outlets of information from the Manchester attack investigation. The alleged leaks led British authorities to suspend some information sharing with the U.S. yesterday. Intelligence sharing was later resumed after British officials said that they had received assurances from U.S. authorities that confidential material would be protected. We're now heading into a holiday weekend, and everybody wants to know what the weather is going to be like. Let's check in now with David Carnes.
Yeah, Lori, we've got a lot of things planned for this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. I know a lot of people are going to try to get outdoors best they can. For today, I think you're going to be fine. Take a look outside now, and you can see just beautiful weather from our Holiday Inn downtown camera. It is warming up, 75 degrees Chattanooga, 73 in Cleveland, and it's going to climb into the 80s if you're doing anything outdoors. 83 by 3 p.m., 84 by 6 p.m. p.m. And we're going to have a lot of people out on the water tomorrow. Your boating forecast for Saturday out at Harrison Bay looks pretty good. We are going to have some clouds building through the day at that location. Expect maybe a light chop during the afternoon with a temperature of 80 degrees by 3 p.m. We will probably see a thunderstorm or two developing in the northern part of our viewing area, northern Hamilton County, up around Ray County, over into McMinn County, heading into Saturday evening. So just be aware of that. But if you're going to be out on the water early in the day, you should be fine.
The water sounds nice.
Yeah, doesn't it?
All right, thank you, David. The National Weather Service spent yesterday surveying the damage caused by the severe storms we had this week. Officials confirm a tornado touched down in Whitfield County. It was either a high EF0 or a low EF1 category with winds of 85 to 90 miles per hour. The National Weather Service looked at damage on Lynn Drive. That's near the Pleasant Grove community. They say this tornado may not have entirely touched the ground. We just had bad storms, but today we are seeing sunshine. And during the Memorial Day holiday, many people will be spending time outside and be exposed to the sun. The more time you spend in the sun, the higher your risk for skin cancer, which is the most common cancer in America. Doctors say, don't forget that sunscreen. We have a full list of ways to protect your skin posted on our website. You can check it out at WRCBTV.com. And for many, Memorial Day weekend means road trips, those days spent by the pool or the lake and grilling out. Unfortunately, that also means it's usually a very busy time for emergency room physicians. Doctors at Vanderbilt University Medical Center say it's typically one of their busiest weekends of the year. They see many people hurt in car accidents, boating accidents, biking, and ATV crashes. And they say many of those injuries could be prevented or at least lessened if more people would wear seatbelts and proper helmets. The doctors also remind people never swim alone and always supervise kids near the water. Coming up in the next half hour, Channel 3's Tim Pham tells us how the TWRA is reminding people to be safe on the water. The Chattanooga Fire Department responded to a hazmat incident at Sports Barn North earlier this morning. The incident happened around 6:30. Battalion Chief Carlos Hampton said an employee was working with pool chemicals when some of them leaked out of a container. One employee breathed in the vapors and became sick. Several fire companies responded to the scene, including a hazmat team, and the building was evacuated as a precaution. Employees were able to return to the building about an hour later. That worker is expected to be okay. The Hamilton County School Board has narrowed down candidates hoping to become the next superintendent. They include a Georgia businessman, Dr. Wayne Johnson, 3 candidates currently serving in other school districts, Dr. Brian Johnson, Dr. Timothy Gadsden, Stuart Greenberg, and current interim superintendent, Dr. Kirk Kelly. He has been with the district for 35 years. Hamilton County has been without a permanent superintendent for more than a year.
We have 5 strong candidates, and I feel like they all have an opportunity to have a good interview and be considered strongly.
These final 5 candidates will come to Chattanooga for in-person interviews and will meet with central office staff, teachers, and elected officials. Board members will hold forums in their districts so you can learn all about the finalists. The Dade County community is mourning the loss of a beloved teacher. Sandy Bradley passed away earlier this week after a brief battle with cancer. She was the graduation coach at Dade County High School. Tonight at graduation, her amazing work will be evident in the success stories of her students. She helped the school increase its graduation rate from 71% all the way up to 95%. The school is presenting 3 scholarships in her honor. Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam paid tribute to 5 service members at yesterday's annual Memorial Day service. He said the ceremony serves as a reminder that Memorial Day is to honor those who gave their lives in service to our country. 3 of the service members honored were killed decades ago, but were just laid to rest last year. The 4th was shot by an Afghan police officer in 2011, and the 5th died last month in a helicopter crash during a training exercise in Maryland. Still to come on Eyewitness News at noon, we'll have more about the forecast, plus Need your help finding your way around the hospital? Now one local hospital has an app for that. How it's helping patients and visitors. Next.
Through a finding your
Finding your way around a hospital can be challenging and sometimes confusing, but a new app makes it easier to get from point A to point B. In this Eye on Health report, Latrice Curry shows you how it all works.
finding your way through a hospital can be both confusing and a dizzying experience. But now,
turn left.
There's an app for that.
Gene, Latrice, how y'all doing?
It allows our guests, our patients, our staff, the opportunity to find locations within the hospital more easily.
Jean Payne is the Director of Volunteer Services at CHI Memorial. She says this app,
Enter elevator J, second floor,
is an effort to simplify a hospital stay or visit.
Like other apps, you can simply download it on your Android, iPhone, or iPad and use it to navigate your way through the hospital.
QR codes have been placed throughout the entire facility. You can scan the app to find your current location.
turn right to arrive at coronary care unit.
Then the app draws the path and provides step-by-step directions.
It's really interesting to see how it can give you written instructions and it can also speak to you. If you have the volume on, or it can be silent and just kind of show you step by step.
Turn left. Passing outpatient services, second floor, information on your left.
Jean took me on a tour for a closer look at how the app works.
Continue straight.
The app includes inside maps for all floors of the main hospital.
So many people, when they're coming to the hospital, they may have a little anxiety or maybe they haven't been here. So this is a great wayfinding system to help them get to the right entrance, to find the patient room, also to even find physician offices.
Turn left.
As you walk through the hospital, press the green Next button, and the map will give you the next step on your route.
When you arrive at 4th floor, leave the elevator.
After following the 9 steps on the app, we reached our destination.
Arrive at emergency services check-in and information.
Here we are.
The app then saves your route so you can get back to your starting point. While Jean says this won't replace their volunteers, it will help make navigating your way around a bit easier. Latrice Curry, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
It's
Pretty cool and helpful too. Well, new government data reveals arthritis is more common in rural areas. 1/3 of adults in the most rural areas continue to suffer from arthritis compared to 20% of those in the most urban areas. Arthritis is also more likely to limit the activity of rural dwellers. Coming up on Eyewitness News at noon, new technology is allowing people to connect with their smartphones when Wi-Fi or a cell tower isn't available. We will show you how it works. Plus, the investigation continues into the Manchester attack as police race to stop another one from happening. British police investigating the Manchester Arena bombing have made another arrest while continuing to search addresses associated with the attacker who killed 22 people. NBC's Bill Neely reports from Manchester.
It's an unrelenting manhunt, a race to stop another attack. More raids this morning, one more arrest. And for the first time in Britain, armed police patrolling trains ahead of a holiday weekend. The threat level at its highest, hospitals warned to prepare for another attack. The bomber, Salman Abedi, is dead. This the first video of the killer filmed by neighbours outside his home. But he had accomplices, and reports suggest enough chemicals to make more bombs. His victims have all now been identified. All the victims were remembered in a minute of silence, a country standing still and still shocked by the killing of the young. And they are still remembered here. US Secretary of State Rex Tillerson has been paying his own tribute here in Britain, standing silent, signing a book of condolence. Just another small gesture like all these flowers of sympathy and of solidarity. Back to you.
President Donald Trump and the leaders of 6 other wealthy democracies today took a stroll through Sicily, where they're gathered for the G7 summit. President Trump waved to onlookers during his walk. The leaders stopped in a garden to watch an air show put on by the Italian Air Force. Air Force planes streamed the colors of the Italian flag over the sea. The top issues of the 2-day G7 meeting are climate change, security, trade, and immigration, and also the differences between the leaders are substantial. One thing they're expected to agree on is endorsing measures to combat terror, especially after the attack on a concert that killed 22 people Monday in Manchester. All right, time now for a check of your forecast. Let's head over to David Carnes.
Lori, thank you so much. Quick look at our latest allergy report brought to you by the Chattanooga Allergy Clinic. Pollen counts are up a little bit into the moderate category. The predominant pollens are grass and pine pollen. Molds, air quality, both looking good. And our Holiday Inn downtown camera showing a gorgeous view outside. Mostly sunny skies as we make our way through, and it is very comfortable in the low to mid 70s with the humidity low enough so that it's going to be comfortable all day long. Even during the heat of the day, when we get into the low to mid 80s, it's still going to be fairly comfortable for whatever you have planned outside. So warm and sunny today. It is going to get a little muggy as we head into the weekend. We'll see the moisture levels increasing, a little sticky, especially heading into Sunday, and we're going to see a few showers and storms developing as well, especially on Sunday. The rainfall amounts look like this. You're going to see on the northern end of our viewing area, basically Cleveland up into Athens, over into Dayton, where we may see our heaviest rainfall on Saturday. This is all going to be late Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. Sunday, a front's going to move through, and that's where we're going to have most of our rain falling, anywhere from a ½ inch up to 1.5 inches of rain, and a few isolated spots in the outlying areas may even get more than 2 inches of rain. And then on Monday for Memorial Day, you're not going to see as many showers and storms developing, but you'll see a few. I don't think your Memorial Day is going to be a washout, but do expect some scattered showers and thunderstorms certainly. Here's Vipercast taking us through today. Lots of sunshine, getting into the low to mid 80s. And then as we head into Saturday, clouds build, a few spotty showers and storms in the northern part of the area. And then we move into Sunday, and that's where we're going to start to see, even Sunday morning, we could see a few spotty showers and storms developing and pressing through on and off through the morning into the afternoon. And then as that front works its way through Sunday into Monday, a lot of the activity dies out, but we'll still have some pop-up showers and storms through the day on Monday. And then we'll see a lot of that energy kind of reconverging to the south and east of the city down toward Atlanta on Monday afternoon. Today, 84 degrees for the high, 83 in Cleveland. Tonight, dropping down into the 60s, and the Storm Alert 7-day forecast showing it, staying pretty warm through the weekend with showers and storms likely Sunday, and Lori, maybe a few lingering into Monday, but rain chances a little bit lower, and hopefully whatever the outdoor plans are for Monday are going to be just fine for you.
But a great travel day today.
Traveling today, you're going to have no problems at all.
All right, thank you, David. Well, everyone is connected all the time these days, and you know how frustrating it can be to lose a connection because a wireless network goes down. Maybe it's at a large event or an emergency situation. New technology can keep you safe and connected even when everyone else is having trouble. Our consumer technology reporter Jamie Tucker explains how it works.
Yeah, it's called a mesh network. It's the latest technology to help keep us connected. Instead of connecting to a cellular or Wi-Fi network, you're actually connecting to other devices through Bluetooth. They're called mesh networks, and it's one of the latest technologies to make our connected lives better. And an app called FireChat is a good way to show how it works. Let's say you're at a big event with thousands of people or on an airplane traveling with your family. You can't send a text message, right? But you can use a mesh network in the FireChat app. The phones are connected with each other over Bluetooth, so you can communicate anywhere without needing Wi-Fi. Using the FireChat app, you can send all the text messages you want back and forth over your mesh network. The range is around 200 feet. But here's the cool part. Say you've got a friend way over there. Your phone won't connect to their phone over Bluetooth, so it'll connect to mine, and mine, and mine, until it finally reaches mine. You guys can connect, but no one else can see your messages unless you bring them into the conversation. You can see how FireChat can be even more effective at a big event if a lot of people are using it. Yes, FireChat does work with iPhones and Android devices. Wouldn't work as well if it didn't. And it's a free app with some ads appearing on the screen. Easy to see how FireChat can be helpful when the cell towers are down or overcrowded. In fact, you don't even need a wireless plan. If you have an old phone, as long as a Bluetooth signal works, you can use FireChat to connect. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
And the FireChat app is being heavily implemented in parts of the world where cellular networking is not available everywhere. And in the Philippines, the government there is using the mesh network for earthquake preparedness. If you're planning to grill out this Memorial Day weekend or anytime over the summer, There's a hotline now to help you if you need it. For the 5th year in a row, Longhorn Steakhouse is bringing back its annual Grill Us hotline. It's to help grillers become heroes of their backyard barbecues. Certified grill masters will be available via phone this Sunday from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. Eastern. That number 1-855-LH-GRILL. For help via text, you can also get tips and recipes by texting the word grill to 55702 all summer long. Coming up on Eyewitness News at noon, we have some special guests in the studio. We're counting down the days till Dare to Dance, a fundraiser helping the Kidney Foundation of Chattanooga. We'll talk about it coming up.
Or quit because...
Yeah, we didn't tell you that. And we're just a few months away from the Kidney Foundation of Chattanooga's major fundraiser of the year. It's called Dare to Dance. But the fundraising starts right now, and for me, so does the practice. I'm representing WRCB TV this year, and for the first time, I'm meeting my professional dance partner. Today, he's here with us. His name's Brandon Barranco, and also joining us is Amanda Browning. She's with the Kidney Foundation of the Greater Chattanooga area. Thank you all so much for being here, Brandon. Awesome to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Very excited about this event, a little bit nervous about the practice. How hard are you going to make me work?
Pretty hard. I want you to look good up there, so that's the reason why I work my students really hard, so they feel comfortable, and through all that hard work they get the reward of a great routine and all their peers and family and friends cheering for them. So
what is the most difficult part about working with amateurs such as myself, and any tips that you can give me heading into this process?
I think for a teacher, finding out how you learn as a student. So many people learn different ways, whether that be visually or by repeating what I do or just doing it themselves. So just trying to figure out how you learn and the best way to teach you. So.
Now, Lori, do you have any dance experience at all?
I have danced a little bit as a child. I did tap, ballet, jazz, all that, but it's been many years. So this is truly going to be a learning experience for me. So we're starting from scratch.
Well, we can pull some of that out probably. I think we can pull
do a little tap dancing in the
routine. Tap dancing, maybe a little Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers type thing.
I like your style.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Well, the dance is a fun part of it, but it's also very serious because you raise money for the Kidney Foundation of Chattanooga, and you guys do great work. All the money stays local, so sponsors should know that. Tell us about some of the programs you support.
So being a local nonprofit is, like you said, all of the money stays here, which is really important. So we help with transportation, food boxes, any basic needs for dialysis patients. Many of them have to go to dialysis 3 times a week,
for 4 hours at a time. They have to quit their jobs. They're financially not stable, so we try to keep the disruption to their lives as minimal as possible.
And you really work with the whole family, the children. A lot of times they're impacted. What do you do for them?
We have a kids needs program that was started a couple years ago by one of our Dare to Dance dancers who really wanted a program for the kids. So it can be a child whose parents on dialysis, who their caregiver, their grandparent. We provide school supplies, school clothing for them, or anything that helps them get along in school.
Dare to Dance has been around for a while. This is the 10th anniversary.
Yes.
This is a special one. What's going to be different this year?
We have a lot of new things up our sleeves that we're wanting to do. We're kind of calling it a decade of dancing because it is our 10th year. So you'll have to come out and see, but we have a lot of tricks up our sleeves this year.
And like I said, the fundraising, it starts now. So people who want to get involved, who want to help, they should contact you all at the Kidney Foundation. You have a lot of fun, cool things they can do to get their business out there and to sponsor and be a part of that night. So the information's on the screen. Saturday, September 23rd is the big event. It's happening at the Chattanooga Convention Center. If you want to be a sponsor, like I said, Amanda, I hope you don't mind this. I posted your email address on the screen for everyone. It's Amanda@kidneyfoundation.com. A great event. I'm so honored to be part of it. And Brandon, I cannot wait to work with you. I think it's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be awesome.
Yep.
I'm excited.
Thank you both so much for being here. And to our viewers, just stay tuned to our Facebook pages, Twitter accounts, and WRCB TV. We'll post a lot of inspirational stories between now and then about kidney transplants, kidney donors, and you can look for that information on our website. There's information about the event right there on your screen. We will be back on the other side of this break with more news and weather. We'll see you then.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3.
We're not seeing a lot of structure.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at noon.
And good afternoon. We're glad you're with us here on Channel 3 Eyewitness News at noon. I'm Lori Mitchell. It is finally Friday. We made it through the week. Nice travel weather today, but the rain is going to return for at least part of the weekend. Here's David.
I think so. Lori, a lot of people have a lot of outdoor plans. Let's start with right now. Today, getting outside. A lot of people, like you said, are going to be traveling. I think you're going to be fine for that. Holiday in downtown camera showing nothing but beautiful conditions outside right now where temperatures are comfortable. We're in the 70s, 75 degrees in Chattanooga. The humidity is going to stay low enough so that it will be comfortable all day long, even getting into the low to mid 80s this afternoon. Great weather to be outdoors, do a little work in the yard, whatever you have planned. Tomorrow, a lot of people are going to be out on the water. This is the forecast for Harrison Bay for Saturday, and we're going to see clouds building through the day, maybe a little bit of a breeze giving us a light chop out on the water, but for the most part, it's going to be a great day for boating. Don't be surprised, though, late in the day after 3 p.m., 1 or 2 isolated storms may develop, so the earlier you're out on the water, the better your chances will be for not having to deal with any rain. And then on Sunday, scattered showers and storms throughout the day. We'll have more on that coming up in just a moment. Right now, for more headlines, we're going to head back over to Lori.
All right, David, thank you. The National Weather Service is now confirming a tornado did touch down in Whitfield County on Wednesday. Officials spent yesterday looking at how much damage the storm caused on Lynn Drive, that is near Pleasant Grove. The tornado could be either a high EF0 or a low EF1 category with winds of 85 to 90 miles per hour.
We're not seeing a lot of structural damage with the homes themselves. So that would indicate that whatever this was coming across may have not been entirely on the ground, maybe more aloft, but it was enough to really rip up, the trees. You see them snapped about halfway down.
There was possible tornado damage in some other areas of North Georgia. That information will be available after all the surveys are done. Nearly 6 months after it was damaged by fire, the rebuilt Gatlinburg Skylift reopened this morning. Both Gatlinburg and Sevier County mayors rode the first chair up the Skylift. It has 92 chairs that seat up to 3 people each. The Skylift's orange towers and cross arms are taller than they were before, meaning riders will be 8 to 10 feet higher when in motion. The sky deck at the top of the Skylift is still under construction, so riders are not able to get off the lift at the top. It is expected to be complete in early fall. You've probably noticed the Starbucks in the Reed House downtown is being renovated. It's all part of the hotel's $20 million makeover. The coffee shop is located on the ground floor of the hotel. Owners plan to also redo the 3rd through the 10th floors in the original section of the hotel. The big renovation will come in late summer. This weekend, many people will decorate the graves of those who died serving our country. Boy Scouts and volunteers will place flags at Chattanooga National Cemetery starting on Saturday morning at 8. The cemetery will have a Memorial Day program on Monday at 11 o'clock at the Armed Forces Pavilion. Memorial Day weekend is also a busy time on the water, and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency wants to make sure you're safe. Channel 3's Tim Pham tells us the message they have for boaters.
Memorial Day to Labor Day is known as the peak boating season. It's a busy time for officers that patrol the state's waterways. They make sure those enjoying time outdoors are also following the rules. This weekend is expected to be the first busy weekend of the boating season. Officers will be out on the water looking for violations and conducting safety checks to make sure boaters have the right gear with them, such as life jackets, throw cushions, and fire extinguishers. Last year, 23 people were killed in boating-related accidents.
Drowning is the #1 cause of fatalities in recreational boating, and the majority of those victims were not wearing their life jacket.
Well, there are 5 simple steps you can take to be sure you and your loved ones are safe while out on the water this weekend. The big ones are to make sure you look at the forecast and share your plan for the day with someone, including your plan to return. And again, be sure to wear your life jacket. They cannot stress that point enough. TWRA wants boaters to commit to being safe this season. We've posted more information on our website, WRCBTV.com. Reporting in the studio, Tim Pham, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Tonight's another good night to head downtown and enjoy some live music at the Nightfall Concert Series to kick off your Memorial Day weekend. Here's a look outside from our Channel 3 Holiday Inn downtown camera. Nightfall takes place at Miller Plaza, and tonight, new parents can join in too. A family comfort station is being added to Nightfall on the last Friday of every month. It's hosted by Birch and Magnolia, and it's a place where you can change and feed your little ones while also enjoying the live music. And don't forget, Nightfall comes with road closures. Take a look at them if you're planning to head downtown. Tonight's headliner is Rad Trad with the opener of Johnny Monster Band starting at 7 p.m. The event is free to everyone. And if you're looking for something else to do tonight in Ringgold, you can head out to the 41st annual 1890s Day Jamboree. It's every Memorial Day weekend. It starts tonight at 6 o'clock in downtown. There will be live music. Then on Saturday, you can check out the car show along with a parade that starts at 11 o'clock. The fireworks will be at 10 o'clock Saturday night. This Sunday is National Hamburger Day, and we wanted to know from you, where's the best local establishment to grab a burger? You voted on our Facebook page a lot and named the winner, Tremont Tavern, right here in Chattanooga. So, of course, John Martin had to go out and visit. Take a look.
First and foremost, there's a lot of good burgers in this city. You know, that's an honor for us to be named the best. You know, I think it's consistency over a long period of time is maybe what sets us apart.
Since December of 2006, Tremont Tavern has been quenching thirst and serving up some of the best burgers in the Tennessee Valley in very large numbers.
Last year we sold 82,000 burgers. I think that number speaks volumes alone. You know, not only do we do a quality product, but we do it, you know, 275 times a day. So I think that's probably what sets us apart from everybody else.
8 different burgers stay on the menu year-round with one revolving burger of the month.
We all get together and figure out what we want to put on a burger, you know. Really kind of once you iron out the meat aspect, you can put anything on a burger. So there's a lot of research and development to figure out what kind of crazy whatnot we can throw on there and make it taste good.
Whether it's this month's Chupacabra or the standard tavern burger, you're in good hands at Tremont.
And that was John Martin reporting. Well, here's a live look outside from the Channel 3 Holiday Inn downtown camera. Don't forget, this Sunday is the Street Food Festival going on at Chattanooga Market. You can sample some of the area's best food trucks from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. It'll be taking place on Carter Street. Coming up, President Trump continues his first trip overseas since taking office, and he faces more fallout from the NATO summit. We'll be right back. The president is on the final leg of his first overseas trip, the G7 summit in Sicily. He enters it fresh off tense confrontations at a NATO meeting with some of the very same leaders that he will be facing today. NBC's Kristen Welker is traveling with the president.
This morning, President Trump in diplomatic damage control. As the G7 summit gets underway, the president's still facing fallout from Thursday's NATO summit. This morning, German magazine Der Spiegel reporting the president sharply criticized Germany in a meeting with European Union officials, lashing out, saying the Germans are bad, very bad. Look at the millions of cars they are selling in the U.S. Terrible, according to participants there. This morning, President Trump standing next to the German leader during the group photo as the White House weighed in, not confirming the language cited in the report, but acknowledging to NBC News the president voiced his frustration that Germany's taking advantage of the U.S. Still this morning, the president of the European Union Commission saying the story isn't true, and President Trump ignoring a shouted question about it. Mr. President, is Germany getting gas? But it wasn't just those sharp words. The president's actions were also on center stage. A long handshake with the newly elected French president. And then this. The push seen around the world when President Trump seemed to muscle NATO's newest member, Montenegro's prime minister. The Balkan leader appeared to brush it off. A White House official downplaying the incident, saying the president was merely moving to his assigned spot. Mr. Trump also raised eyebrows by scolding his fellow NATO leaders. Only 5 of the 28 meet their required financial commitments, making the U.S. pay more.
This is not fair to the people and taxpayers of the United States. And many of these nations owe massive amounts of money.
That was Kristen Welker reporting. The terror attack in the UK bolstering the president's call to get tougher on terror. NATO allies agreeing to join a coalition to fight ISIS, a largely symbolic move. The president has one final day left in Sicily. Melania Trump and 4 other first ladies at the G7 summit toured a bit of Sicily today. Take a look. The women enjoyed a helicopter ride to see Mount Etna, one of Sicily's biggest tourist attractions. It's Europe's tallest and most active volcano and has been very active this year. The first ladies are also expected to visit some archaeology sites and attend a concert and a dinner tonight. In addition to Melania Trump, the group included Canadian leaders, their wives, Japan, and some more from France as well. The United States Attorney General Jeff Sessions spoke in Memphis yesterday, warning Tennessee gang members that law enforcement is taking a stronger stance on fighting violent crime. Sessions was promoting the Justice Department's efforts to bring the hardest possible charges against most suspects. But protesters gathered as he gave his speech. The visit comes 2 weeks after Sessions called out Memphis in a speech about crime. Sessions said tough sentencing helped reduce crime for decades, but over the last few years, he says violent crime is back on the rise. Back here in the Tennessee Valley, everybody's wanting to know what's the weather going to look like this weekend. Let's check in with David.
Well, Lori, today is going to be flawless. We do have our latest pollen count showing the pollen a little bit elevated. Grass and pine pollen in the moderate category, but just a beautiful day with our Holiday Inn downtown camera showing maybe a cloud or two, but for the most part, mostly sunny today and picture perfect temperatures in the mid 70s right now. We are going to climb to the low to mid 80s this afternoon, but the humidity will be low enough so it's going to be comfortable all day long. Warm, mostly sunny today. Gets a little muggy as we head into the weekend, and then that will culminate with some showers and storms, especially on Sunday. Saturday, we'll see a few storms developing in the northern portion of our viewing area, so the further north you are, the better your chance for storms on Saturday evening, afternoon into evening. And then on Sunday, we're going to see more widespread activity taking place where we could get some fairly heavy rain in isolated areas. I wouldn't lock too much on where this 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rain is going to be. I would say that some of the storms moving through in general are going to produce some heavy bouts of rainfall, and anywhere from 1/2 inch to 1 inch widespread with up to more than 2 inches a possibility through Sunday. Monday will add a little bit more to our total and could get up to 3 inches between now and Monday evening in the forecast. After 5 o'clock on Monday, pretty much all the rain is going to be gone. So if you have plans of grilling out on Monday evening, you might be have a pretty good shot of doing that. Southerly winds keeping us warm today in the low to mid 80s. We'll begin the 80s again tomorrow, but we're going to have these clouds building in with again those storms developing in the northern part of our area. And then we move on through the day. Sunday, and you're going to see a little more widespread activity as we move through the morning. Now this is 9:30, so it'll be maybe a little later in the morning when we see most of those storms rumbling through, and then on and off through Memorial Day. And you can see how spotty and fractured those showers and thunderstorms are. So very hit and miss on and off showers and storms through Monday. Probably not as numerous Monday as they will be on Sunday. You can see how a lot of this activity falls apart Monday morning, and it regenerates, but just to the south and east of the area. So we'll be watching for that to regenerate maybe over the Tennessee Valley, but it looks like most of the rain will be gone by the time 5, 6 o'clock comes on Monday evening. 84 degrees for the high today. Tonight we drop down to 65, and the Storm Alert 7-day forecast. Yes, school's out, by the way. Congratulations on reaching summer vacation for those of you getting out today. Rain chances 20% for Saturday, northern part of the area, then 60% chance of more widespread scattered fractured showers and storms through the day Sunday, and then Monday I'm dropping the chance of showers and storms down to 40%. I think we'll see a few, but a lot of them will have faded away before Monday gets here, and then we'll dry out completely heading into Tuesday and Wednesday. 85, then 87. But for those traveling today, you're not going to have any problems other than the other 7 bajillion people that are going to be out there traveling with you. So be aware of that also.
Don't say that.
Okay, 6 bajillion.
You're going to be part of them, though.
I am.
I know. I'll be
So
joining
get out
you
of my
later.
way.
All right. Thank you, David.
You got it.
Now to a story that's stirring a lot of controversy. A Maryland high school senior not being allowed to attend her graduation because she's pregnant. That teen, who goes to a small Christian school, is now speaking out, trying to stop what she calls unfair shaming. Here's NBC's Kristen Dahlgren.
By all accounts, Maddie Runkles is a good student. She got into college, has a 4.0 average, and a growing baby bump.
How far along are you? 25 weeks this week.
And because of that, Heritage Academy, a private Christian school in Hagerstown, Maryland, says she won't be joining her 14 classmates when they get their diplomas next week.
That is everything I worked so hard for, and that's a night to acknowledge it. Graduation is a very big deal, and I will be the only one not there to celebrate it with my friends.
Maddie says it was a difficult decision to keep the baby and tell the school she was pregnant.
My principal told me that he wanted to hold an assembly to tell people what had happened, and I told him, you know, I would prefer if I could speak to them and have it come from me rather than him.
In a statement to NBC News, Principal David Hobbs said the school is now being bullied. Quote, "Please tell America that we are not disciplining Maddie because she chose to keep her baby boy. For that, we commend her."
The issue here is a standard of abstinence.
Students and their parents are required by the school to sign a pledge at the start of every school year.
Part of the pledge reads, "This application extends to my actions such as protecting my body by abstaining from sexual immorality." Did you sign that?
Yes. All the kids who have broken the pledge, those are immoral things that they've done, and they're allowed to walk at graduation too.
Students for Life, an anti-abortion group at high schools and colleges around the country, is now helping Maddie.
The school is afraid of what this looks like, that they have a pregnant student.
But Heritage insists banning Maddie from graduation is in her best interest.
For her to be exposed to that kind of a public scenario would be uncomfortable for her.
It's hard not to think of them as hypocrites because they promote life so much, but then when you make the right choice and choose life, they don't want anything to do with you.
That was Kristen Dahlgren reporting. Maddie says she's gone public to stand up for other students who are in her situation. She says that it's a lesson she wants to pass on to her son. Her parents are hosting an alternate graduation for Maddie next week. Coming up on Eyewitness News at noon, we now know what team the Preds will take on in the Stanley Cup Finals. That plus your other sports headlines coming up next.
Start where to start. So much state tournament.
Between state tournaments yesterday, there were 3 teams playing for a state title. Paul Shaheen and Jill Jelnick have the highlights.
Where to start? Where to start? So much state tournament action from both Georgia and Tennessee. Hey, why don't we start in Tennessee? No rain in Murfreesboro yesterday, which means 2 things. Jill Jelnick stayed dry and she had a front row seat to several games, one of which is that rivalry that never gets old. Here's Jill from Murfreesboro.
As expected, the Division II AA powerhouses, GPS and Baylor, went head-to-head on day 2 of the state softball tournament. Neither team had lost yet, but thanks to timely hitting by the Bruisers, GPS has now secured a spot in the state championship game. After 2 scoreless innings, Baylor drew first blood as Camry Rich goes with the outside pitch to right field, bringing home leadoff Cheyenne Lindsay for the score. Baylor up 1-0, but Bruisers take it from there. Runners on second and third as Hannah Kinser hits a ground rule double to center field, tying the game up at 1-1. Still in the fourth, Duke commit Shelby Walters comes up with the RBI double, bringing home both Haley Smith and Hannah Kinser to give the Bruisers a 2-run lead. Haley Smith would then later top it off with a grand slam as GPS goes on to win it 7-1 over Baylor.
Beating Baylor early in the tournament instead of having to beat them twice later obviously is it makes you feel better. It's a great rivalry, but just advancing to the next game of the state tournament, what it's all about. So we're in the championship. They're excited. We're excited. We're excited to be there. We'll wait and see who shows up.
In Murfreesboro, Jill Jelnick, Channel 3 Eyewitness Sports.
After that game, Baylor dropped to the losers bracket. They win by beating St. Benedict. They're out of the losers bracket. Sets up a rematch with Baylor and GPS for the state tournament title. Today, 1:30 in the afternoon. GPS needs to win just 1. Baylor needs to win 2. That just scratches the surface from all of our GHSA and TSSA state tournament action from yesterday. We have the full highlights, scores, and more online and inside our app. Hey, by the way, you made it. It's Friday. Have one heck of a day.
And overnight, we've learned that the Predators will face off against the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins won in double overtime, 3-2, and for the second year in a row, head to the Stanley Cup Finals. Monday night is Game 1. The Preds will be coming off a week of rest, and there will be a whole lot of gold and yellow in Pittsburgh. We know that's right. All right, we'll be right back. It's the last week of school for many Tennessee Valley students, and one tradition is to sign yearbooks, of course. Well, one set of pictures in a Virginia high school's yearbook are pretty memorable, David.
Yeah, this is great. This is Alpha and AJ's pictures, and AJ attends classes with Alpha, his service dog. Alpha helps him out with a medical condition by alerting him when his blood sugar is low. They're side by side all day, and now in the yearbook too.
Or you see Alpha, you see AJ, and he's just one of the gang.
I thought it'd be a great little thing to put in to have for my school and for me to look back on when I'm older.
Of course, after high school, Alpha will still be there for AJ, along with now being part of the school's history. And I like that the dog's profile face was so far down in the picture. It's like he's looking up at the camera. It's very cute.
I'm just happy that the admissions and administration didn't have a problem with the dog being in the yearbook. I think that's really awesome.
Everybody had fun with it and all of that. Quick look outside. Storm Alert 7-day forecast with school out. We enjoy the day even more with a high of 84 and fairly dry weather. Saturday, Sunday, showers and storms, maybe a couple north of Chattanooga on Saturday. Likely widely scattered showers and thunderstorms Sunday, and a few of those lingering into Memorial Day, Lori.
Safe travels, everyone, and have a great holiday weekend. We'll see you back here tonight at 5.